daughters how to do that I don't do any longer because they get better at it than I am.
Yeah.
Like I took them golfing. I don't play golf any longer. You know,
I've given up the game that I used to love because they like kicked my butt.
Yeah, they took trap and skeet away from me too. So
don't teach them anything else.
Yeah.
Like I think it's time that you stop training other people how to do stuff, because then it's just they're better.
But I see. But I remain this useless male at home. I can't cook or do anything else. So it hasn't been very fair.
Well, at least you're not cooking.
Yeah.
But we are cooking here on Gun Talk Live, presented by Palmetto State Armory. Glad you guys joined in. I'm joined by a good friend, Wes Doss. How you doing, man?
Good. Just enjoying another busy SHOT Show.
And it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh, I'd love to go to the SHOT Show. It's great. And it'd be so much fun to see all the products. But we're rarely seeing new products. We're seeing the inside of conference rooms.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of meetings. A lot of our time is tied up meeting with, people that we want to work with.
Yeah, there's two different groups. There's the guys that come to SHOT because it's this thing. They want to come to SHOT and see celebrities and go to parties and do everything else. And there's those of us that are working this thing, and it's a lot of work.
It's a ton of work.
Yeah.
So let's transition into a little bit of background on Wes Doss. Let's give us a little background in the past, present, and future.
It's no secret. I'm former military, former law enforcement, retired from both. Right here, I'm from about 90 minutes away on the Arizona side. Traveled the world in the military, and just training just became part of what my life was. Yeah. And it was a natural transition into what it is that we do.
Yeah, and we've had you. A lot of our viewers are familiar with you. We've had you on FPD. I think it's time we bring you back.
I would like to.
I mean, we need to get you back and kind of work around your schedule, because you said your schedule's blown up already.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, we have the LSL, or Light Sights and Lasers Tour, which is the only cost-free initiative that travels and does that cost-free training to law enforcement and military. And that one's kind of unique. The other side of it is this counter ambush program that we launched back in 2017 that has just exploded.
Right.
Just really because the relevancy and the agencies have embraced it because it's easy to teach back.
Let's go back about the LSL and the training. And I know we got a lot of SWAT members, police officers that watch our channels. How would they go about, and what's involved in the training?
Well, first off, it's a Reader's Digest version of training because it's a sponsored event. It's an 8-hour workshop.
Right.
We do it twice in each location, giving maximum opportunity for as many people to come out and be part of it. We used to do 22 to 24 locations a year.
Good gosh.
And that killed our business because we're doing literally the entire year doing a free class. So what we did last year is we decided to scale back to 12 key locations.
Okay.
And then we pumped the rest of our stuff up. But we're taking all our sponsors that are supporting LSL, and we're supporting those sponsors into everything else that we're doing.
Okay.
So we've multiplied what the sponsors get, but we've minimized the footprint on the LSL. But our classes are huge.
Really?
Yeah.
How many guys are you typically running through a session, like on average?
Oh, and this is going to sound crazy because we're trying to work these instructor-to-student ratios, but I've got support at all these facilities. So I have RSOs from the departments. It's not uncommon for us to have a single-day class that's got 40 or 50 students in it.
Good gosh!
Yeah. And I can't turn cops down if they come to the class. I'm not telling them they got to go away.
Exactly, and you want to give everyone a chance to learn from you guys. What kind of Now let's move on to the next one that you were talking about, the
cast glass, the counter ambush.
Yeah, the counter ambush stuff. What are you guys doing there?
We drafted a unique program that is patrol based, so it's not a SWAT class because ambushes, 5 guys in an MRAP aren't getting ambushed on a street corner. It's typically a lone officer sitting in his car, either at an intersection, a parking lot, writing a report. Sometimes when his pants are down around his ankles and he's doing something else. So it's a come as you are affair. So we're dealing with the tools that are on the officer and getting out of that car, working around that car, dealing with the situation, and teaching some tactics. And then now it's being brought into an instructor school. So now we're adding some instructor development and giving people the ability to teach it back to their agencies.
And you kind of provided me a little kind of a story that a guy told you that it was how effective it was and the training that you do. What for the guys that didn't get a chance to hear that, give us the Burlington story.
Well, it's a new host, and they called up and they asked, can we do it as an instructor school? So that was what the catalyst was for that, because they have a whole series of trainers. This is a railroad law enforcement, and they're kind of unique in that there's like one guy per region, so they're really out there. Their backup is whatever sister agencies they have in the area. And he said, look, I said, I'm looking at all these other vehicle close quarters programs, and that should have probably been a clue because they're not necessarily billed as ambush classes.
Okay.
But he says it seems to start and stop with two guys sitting in a car just blasting away at the windshield.
Right.
Well, my department, Vegas Metro, other agencies, they're single-man units, so it's a lone officer, and you're caught when you're least expected. And to go back and pull out a drawer in the trunk of your car to get a rifle out, or even hit that button and pull it out of a solenoid, it's time-consuming.
Right.
And the ambush is happening right now. So we created this relevant program to teach simple tactics, very effective, but simple tactics. It's a very dynamic class.
Oh, I bet.
You're gonna break a sweat in a big way when you come to it.
You better be in shape when you attend one of Wes Doss's class. That's all I'm saying. Now, are you doing any civilian training out there?
We are. It's a matter of finding some hosts. I know that a lot of guys call up facilities and trying to get booked on them. For us, it's usually something that's done on a request. We'll get some host or arrange somewhere will ask us to come in, and then we'll work on it from that. We've got an entire array of programs that we can do for both, not just the law enforcement professional side, but also on the civilian side.
Well, good. Well, you keep talking about sponsors. Who are you working with that really help your training?
Well, all our sponsors really help.
Oh, yeah.
And the key thing is, too, is from the integrity side of it, all the products that we deal with and work with, they're stuff that we believe in. You know, I just can't go out there. You know, it's guys wearing something that's overpriced just because it's cool, and you got a guy that's on a fixed income that you say you got to buy this $2,000 soft shell because it's really cool. I can't do that. So we're trying to find good products, hardcore stuff. But these are all sponsors that support law enforcement. This is kind of unique. They're all very pro LE, very pro military. And they're not selling anything when we're doing the training. They're just simply there.
They're there. They're there to support and to show the guys that there are options out there for them that make their job better.
Absolutely.
I think that's what we get locked into is like, oh no, we have to have the most expensive gear is the best gear, and not always the case.
No, absolutely not. And what's cool is the bulk of these sponsors. I'll give you an example. Caracal USA, which is new to the United States, builds some extreme high quality gear, but they've been running a patrol level rifle at an unbelievable rate for the officers that come to these classes, and it's literally a custom built gun that's going out at under $1,000.
And that's important for the guys that are on that budget.
Well, and a lot of guys have to buy their own guns. And then you're looking at departments trying to pinch pennies and fill out an entire agency. These places and these organizations can meet those needs.
Oh, that's excellent. All right. So how can guys get involved in the LSL and all your other training? Where can guys go? What's the one place you would tell them to go to get more information?
Well, I'll give you two.
Oh, I like it even more. Options always good.
We got for the LSL tour. There's its own URL. It's www.lslustour.com.
Okay.
And then for Khyber, which there's some LSL represented on Khyber as well, but for everything else that we do, it's khybertraining.com.
And you guys are also throughout the social media channels, and you said your wife was handling all those and growing those. Yeah. But that's where guys can go as well to find out a little bit more information.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a pretty vetted social media channel, and we have a lot of law enforcement officers that they can't. Their agencies are real restrictive as far as social media, so we have a lot of fictitious names and things like that. But most of these are people that we've had in classes. Since our inception, we've had well over 20,000 students, and so we've got a lot of these guys represented. They follow us. We see them all the time. I know it's effective because half the time we show up someplace, we're out to dinner with these guys or we're hanging out with them before a class and during a class. Sometimes they don't want to go after a class because now they feel a little abused. But
Wes is running them through the gauntlet.
You got to get your money's worth.
Well, yeah, you do. I mean, and it makes them more efficient and more effective at their job.
Well, yeah, because that's some of the thing that's missing many times in training is all the mechanics are one thing, but picking up the tempo to where you're actually teaching the skill as the skill's intended to be applied many times for safety protocols or whatever's going on. A lot of times it's not getting done.
Yeah.
So we're working on ways to really push that envelope. Maintain safety, but push that envelope.
Nice. All right. Go check him out. He's Wes Doss. I'm Kevin Jarnagin. This is Gun Talk Live, presented by Palmetto State Armory.